What's up guys, Justin here for S&S Archery, and today's gear video is all about saving weight and utilizing some of the tools that we already taken to the backcountry. In today's video we are looking at the Wiser Precision Quick-StiX. So as you can see here, it's turned my traditional trekking poles into a bipod. So this is perfect for all you rifle hunters, especially if you're going to be shooting off your knees or your rear end and you're just looking for a little bit more support. So getting right into it, taking a look at the Wiser Precision Quick-StiX, we have the two mounts, so one for each one of your poles. And what's really nice about this entire setup is you're only looking at about 2.4 ounces. So you match that up with our S&S Backcountry Trekking Poles and you still have a very light setup. Nowhere does it really come in conflict with your hands. So regardless if you're using these as normal trekking poles or using them as the bipod, they're really kind of out of the way, which makes them super convenient. As far as the mounting positions on the Wiser Precision Quick-StiX, there are 4 different options available. You have a 90-degree angle, so you're going to have a very flat shooting bipod. 67.5 degree, a little bit steeper. This is the one I tend to like to run. It's not too flat, not too narrow. 45-degree angle. As you can see, a lot steeper than say that 90 or even the 67.5, and 0. So now that I've removed the screws, basically this can move at any angle that you want it to. I like to run mine in that 67.5 range. They're not too wide, but not steep enough to where I feel like the actual bipod is kind of off balance. With the Wiser Precision Quick-StiX, you're also going to get 3 different screw lengths to mount this system up on your trekking poles. And this has to do with the diameter of your trekking poles. As long as you have a trekking pole within the 0.628 of an inch to 0.708, you're going to be good. You're completely covered. All right guys, so taking a look at the install portion of this video, very simple process. You're just going to take your 2 mounts. You're going to grab the one that is the male version. It's going to say Quick-StiX right on it. You're going to take that, grab a single trekking pole, doesn't matter which one, and you're just going to slide it over and pop it in place. We want that cue to look up towards our hand, so that's going to give us the most adjustment, setting our angles. What I like to do is I like to leave a small gap here, then an inch or less. What that's going to do is it's going to allow my rifle to sit on the foam padding, so it's going to be very quiet. The next thing you're going to want to do is take the longer screw provided. You're just going to slide it into place on the back of this mount. As far as the grip, I just try to put the flat side just so it's kind of consistent. And you're just going to tighten it in place. So once I have that, I'm going to go ahead and grab another trekking pole here. So this is a part that kind of gets overlooked as far as the install process. So basically what I want to do when I mount this other bracket up on the other side is I want the bracketing to be where it's open on the first stick. I want it to be the opposite. So you can imagine if these were locked together, it's open here on this bottom one and open here on the top. So you want them to basically to run the opposite. That's going to give you the best angles and it's going to help them set up correctly. So being that I have this one set, can kind of just eye it. No, I want this one to go this direction. So very easy to do if you just kind of lay it out in front of you. Grab the medium length screw, so not the long. Now with this one you got to kind of press down. It's not the perfect length of screw, but it will work. The longer screw would be ideal if it had about an 1/8 inch off of it. You'd have a little bit more thread length going into the bracket itself than the medium screw, but the medium screw is the one that works for this setup on our trekking poles. So as far as shooting off of this, very simple to do. You're just going to open it up. Here mine is in the 67.5 degree angle. Take my rifle, drop it in above the top. I like to hold the rifle and the bipod with one hand, just kind of help support everything. If you have to make any field adjustments, simply take your rifle off, lengthen your legs, depending on the slope of the ground you're on. Ultimately, keeping your trekking poles as short as possible is going to be the most rigid for you. One other thing to note, definitely don't put your barrel on the V of the bipod. You're going to have very inconsistent recoil. Definitely want to shoot with it out on the stock. The last thing I'll perform is using a pack as a rear rest. You can definitely use any kind of backpack on this. It's just going to help support the butt of the gun. All right, guys, so the last thing we're going to cover today is how you can use a pack for rear support. So even with the Wiser Precision Quick-StiX, they are very steady, but adding a pack, kind of bear hugging it, setting the butt of the gun just under your shoulder here could really steady you up even more, creating better balance in the back. Plus using that hand up front just creates a rock solid mount. Typically I would be doing this outside. It's super windy today, but I wanted to, do this video and show you guys the gist of it. So just note, this is something I'd be doing while I'm kneeling or sitting down. So if you guys have any more questions about the Wiser Precision Quick-StiX or anything else in the store that we carry, please feel free to give us a call, shoot us an email. We'd be glad to help. If you guys have found this video to be useful in any way, please hit subscribe to follow us along on more gear, hunting, and review videos. Thanks, guys.